meeting of the Walton Hills Board of Zoning Appeals will come to order. It is now 6 o'clock. Roll call of the members of the board. Mr. Rahill.
Present.
Mr. Johansson.
Present.
Mr. Conkey.
Present.
And I am Michael Cummins, acting as chairman. Mr. Belk is not present, but pursuant to Walton Hills codified ordinances, with 4 members present, we do have a quorum, so we're able to proceed. Mr. Rahill will act as secretary for this meeting. First order of business is the adoption of the minutes of the board meeting that was held on June 25th, 2025. Mr. Belk, as secretary, prepared the minutes and they've been reviewed by the board members. Can I have a motion to adopt the June 25th, 2025 minutes?
I have a motion to adopt the minutes.
Motion made by Mr. Conkey, and a second, please.
I will second the motion.
Seconded by Mr. Johansson. Motion's been made and seconded. Vote on the motion. Mr. Rahill.
Yes, approved.
Mr. Johansson.
Approved.
Mr. Conkey.
Approved.
And the chair votes yes as well. The minutes are adopted and will be placed in the village records. The next order of business is an appeal of the decision of the building inspector by Michael Swanson concerning the accessory building requirements related to the residence at 19477 Rochelle Drive, current parcel number 794-24022. The applicant has requested a variance from the requirements of section 1266.07F, permitted accessory structures in front, side, and rear setback, requiring accessory structures be located at least 20 feet from the side lot line. Mr. Secretary, will you provide the history of the appeal?
On June 23rd, 2025, the Walton Hills Building Inspector received an application for a building permit for construction of an accessory structure. On June 23rd, 2025, the building inspector denied the permit, citing Walton Hills Ordinance Section 1266.07, subsection F, which requires an accessory structure maintain a minimum setback of at least 20 feet from the side property line of the county home district. On June 23rd, 2025, the property owner requested a variance by filing an application with the Board of Zoning Appeals. The hearing is scheduled for today, August 13th, 2025, at Village Hall, and appropriate notices were given. The site was visited by the members of the zoning board. I visited on 8/12. Mr. Conkey visited on 8/4, correct? Mr. Johansson on 8/12, and Mr. Cummins on 8/10.
Thank you. Would you please read the ordinance in question?
The codified ordinance 1266.07 says that for detached accessory buildings, including garages, that the side setback has to be a minimum of 20 feet.
Thank you. The applicant will be asked to state the reasons for the appeal. Proponents, those in favor of the variance, will be given a chance to speak. Opponents, those opposed to the variance, will then be given a chance to speak. The board may ask questions of the applicant or the speakers. All comments shall be addressed to the board. All speakers will be sworn in before speaking and asked to state their name and address for the record. Would anyone wishing to speak please approach, sign in, and be sworn? Mr. Swanson.
Please raise your hand. Repeat after me. I solemnly swear and affirm
I solemnly swear and affirm
that the statement you are about to give are the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
the statements I'm about to give are the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Thank you.
Okay, where would you like me to go?
anybody else who'd like to speak needs to sign your sign-in sheet, please? Yeah, but you have another
Somebody else
one
want to
for that.
sign in? She got to be sworn in as well? I thought it was the same guy. She got to be sworn in. Please raise your right hand. I solemnly swear and affirm
I solemnly swear and affirm
the statement I'm about to make
the statements I'm about to
are the
make
truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
are the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay.
Mr. Swanson, would you please state your reasons for wanting the variance?
Yes, I'm requesting a variance to build a shed on my property. I guess when you, board members came out to, examine the property over the last few days, you noticed that the topography of the land was fairly uneven in most, a lot of areas. And the most suitable place for it, that I feel, is, over in that rear corner where the flags and so forth were set up. There were other areas that just weren't suitable. I mean, it would take moving land, moving dirt, and a lot of the construction, more or less, in order to put it in another part of the property.
Questions? I noted on my site visit that there are other areas that are accessible in the back,
Mm-hmm.
and is the only reason you didn't select those areas because of the additional cost of grading, et cetera?
When you say other areas, are you speaking to the area over close to the Regency side of the property?
That area and also somewhat in the middle of the property?
In the middle of the property? In the middle of the property, you also see where the land is falling off due to the ravine. Were you aware, or did you notice that when you were looking over the property?
I saw the ravine, but
Yeah.
some area in front of the ravine.
And in the, I guess potentially it could go in the middle of the yard, but the way the yard is situated, that would just, well, it didn't seem like it would fit into the structure, into the property well. So, as far as the other side of the property, potentially, I guess it could be put over there, but the cost to do it over there was almost as much as the cost of building the shed. Just not feasible.
One question for you.
Yes.
The way you are orienting the shed, could you turn it the other way?
You mean facing it, going towards, the long way going towards,
Right.
yeah.
So that you wouldn't have as much an issue with the drop-off going back 12 feet if you orient it this way.
Yeah, well, it would have to come up closer to
Right.
the houses.
Right.
And I don't know if that would be a potential issue with my neighbor, where I was trying to put it in a place that was inconspicuous as possible. You know, in
Okay.
that area that we had talked about, or you guys had seen, it's more or less out of the way. The only issue was that the proximity to the setback on the neighbor's property line.
But if you moved it more towards the middle of the yard, then that would alleviate having to
Well,
worry
yeah.
about.
For that matter, yes, yeah, that would alleviate it.
Okay.
And also would be in the middle of my backyard.
Right.
And, you know, even though, I guess if you guys look at the property, I mean, you saw it physically, the property is very large, but the usable part of the property, the part that's not wooded or the ravine, is not as large as it appears.
Is there any reason why you wouldn't put it right up against your house, right at the back end of your patio or deck there?
I don't know, and walk around it to access the rest of our yard? I don't quite.
No, I'm saying right up to the house off of your lower level.
No, it just, I don't know. I mean, to you gentlemen, does that seem like it's a place that it would, would be presentable?
Well, I mean, it would alleviate any issues with
It
the
would.
neighbor.
It also would potentially be more of an eyesore, I would imagine, to the neighbor. But, I mean, that's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess potentially it could go right next to to the house.
Right.
Who has a shed right next to their house?
Okay.
Just want to clarify for the record too, the size of the shed you're talking about is 12 by 16?
Yes, that is correct.
How big is the area that you're considering for how big is the site itself, that flat area where you're considering?
I don't quite understand. You mean my rear backyard or?
No, that raised area, because one of the goals of the board is to minimize the amount of variance, even when a variance is granted.
Mhm.
So you're asking to be 4 feet off the property line.
Correct.
If that site was large enough, even moving it 6, 8 feet over would mitigate some of the amount of variance. Is that site conducive to that?
Yes, I guess that could potentially be done.
Yeah, good, Mr. Chairman, larger the variance is, more likely it won't be approved. Smaller variances, more likely it could be approved.
Right.
You have a very large variance, it's not likely to be approved. That's, just the way the ordinances read, so.
So are you suggesting if we moved it over, say, 6 feet, that would be potentially less of an issue?
It mitigates the amount of variance, which is always our objective. Any other questions for Mr. Swanson? Okay, thank you, Mr. Swanson. Any
Thank-
proponents, those who would like to speak in favor of the variance?
Thank you.
Any opponents, those who would like to speak against the variance? Please come up and state your name and address for the record.
My name is Janice St. John. I live at 19413 Richell Drive, and I'm the next-door neighbor of the Swansons. I really don't want to be here today. Swansons have been great neighbors, and I've appreciated them. We've lived next door for over 30 years. But I just have to speak out to protect my property. And this is what I'm going to do. You have the facts in front of you. This request for a 16-foot variance is an 80% request for variance. In large yards, talking about 4 feet off my property, and I'm so glad you went out to see the property, because you saw that little stone wall that my husband had built for me over 35 years ago when we moved in. I'm not even sure that's the property line. It looks like the stakes that are up are 4 feet from that wall. The property line, maybe it is the property line, I don't know. But there's a possibility that we own a little bit of property outside of that wall, but I can't say for sure. I personally think 20 feet is a small amount. That's in big yards, 20 feet. It's the law, but to me, that's still a small amount of restriction. So this 4 feet it just really has me very, very concerned. So the facts are in front of you. I'm objecting for 3 reasons here. The first reason is it affects the enjoyment of my home now. My windows are in the living area is in the back of my house. So when I look out my windows, what I'm looking at are the stakes now, but I can't imagine this big, 12 by 16 is a big structure. That's just gonna be an eyesore for me. It's the first thing I see when I look out the window in that little back corner. And eyes are kind of drawn to that area, and when you're looking at the stakes, it looks like they're right on top of my property. As I said, most of my living area is in the back of my house, so I'd be looking at this constantly. There's no trees, there's no buffer, there's nothing to obstruct the view of that big shed. I'm also concerned about water runoff when it rains. In a lot of our properties in Walton Hills, our yards get soggy when it rains, and mine does too, but it's very doable, it's fine, I manage it. But with a large shed right close to my property, I'm really concerned what that's gonna do to the water runoff. I don't know what base is being used, if they plan on using a drain pipe, I have no idea of any of those things. Second reason I'm concerned about resale value. This is a country home district, and people buy in Walton Hills for large yards, privacy, quiet, park-like settings. A large structure so obviously out of code and so close to my property line would surely be a turnoff to any prospective buyers. Might take longer to sell, might lower the value of the property, probably will do both of those things. And once it's built, everyone is stuck with that structure, because once it's there, it's there. Code restrictions are there for a reason, to protect everyone's property. Third reason, final reason, is impact on the community. If such a large variance of 80% is granted today, what do you think other residents are gonna come in? They'll be saying, oh, we'd like a 50% variance or a 30%. You granted this 80%, so why not? You know, why then have any code restrictions at all eventually? So, as we heard, this is not the only place that our neighbors can build the shed. It may not be the place that they want. They might, you know, much prefer where the variance request gets them, but it's certainly not unreasonable. It's not reasonable, and it's unfair to grant an 80% variance, which affects my property so substantially. So for those reasons, I'm asking the board to deny the request for variance.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. St. John? So Ms. St. John, you heard us talking about trying to mitigate the amount of the variance. How would that affect your cost? If it was able to move it at least, whatever, 6, 10 feet over?
I think anything less than the 20-foot setback, I would not be happy with. Be the same thing.
Because you understand, you do have, property owner does have the right to build a shed.
Absolutely. Absolutely, but there's other areas that he can build it. That was my issue here.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for the board? Anybody else would like to speak on the issue? Okay, the board will now go into private session to deliberate the evidence and the testimony.
You broke it already, didn't you?
We are back in session. Mr. Swanson, would you please approach the microphone? We have a couple additional questions for you.
Yes.
The board has some very serious concerns about how substantial the variance would be, 4 feet out of 20. You indicated there was room to move the building to the right, we'll just say to the right. The board has discussed the possibility of, instead of a 4-foot variance, in other words, or a 16-foot variance, 4 feet property line, to reverse that and make it a 16 feet off the property line, so you'd only require a 4-foot variance. Is that acceptable? And I will, before you answer, I will note to you that the board has some very serious concerns about the amount of variance you're asking for.
Okay. Well, if that's what it has to be, I guess we don't have any other option.
And Mr. Chairman, we also discussed about putting some greenery along the side of the building to block the view from the neighbor.
Yeah, the other thing we want to discuss with you is planting a vegetation buffer, vegetative buffer.
Yes.
So the views of your neighbors are.
I talked about, I mentioned to some of the board members that would be willing, if necessary, to plant some tall arborvitae. Eventually, they'll get to, I was looking at, would eventually get up to around 15 foot. I was hoping that would help alleviate some of the sightline issues from my neighbor if that was a continuing issue. Also, while we're here, if it was a smaller building, would that make any difference?
No.
Okay, I just know that my neighbor had some concerns about the size of the building.
Yeah, it'd have to be considerably smaller, so, and to give you that, you know,
Okay.
4-foot variance, it'd have to be considered. Basically, you're talking about actually flipping the floor plan right over, and it's gonna give you, you know, just a 4-foot variance as opposed to a 16-foot variance.
So you understand what we're saying?
So, changing the way the building sits, it would be facing my house, parallel with my house.
No, all we're saying is take the building that you have, and instead of having it 4 feet off the property
Having
line,
it 16
just
feet up.
16 feet off the property line. That
Yes.
Flips the variance from 16 feet to 4 feet.
Mhm.
So you're only 4 feet in the setback that way.
If I look at the typographical drawing that's in front of me with my trifocals on, there's a little bit difference. I know it's not perfect, but to move this to the 16-foot line is not drastic. And even if you drug the building a little closer to your structure to get off the back end of your property, which has they use the big word on the plumber,
Repairing.
your back creek area.
Mhm.
I know
For the record, a note was made that there are riparian restrictions because of the creek in your backyard that also limit the location where you could put the buildings. We want to always take that into account as well. Also, the issue of a survey, I think the building department is going to want a survey to make sure the property line is accurate. So that would be another
great.
issue.
Wonderful.
So are all these mitigating ideas acceptable to you?
It looks like I have no options, other options, so yes, I guess I have to.
Well, your other option would be to go forward, so what we would suggest at this point is we would amend your application here, as we've discussed. Your other option would be go forward with the application that you put before us.
And that would be denied, correct?
We can take a vote on the motion and find out.
Well, if you say no, then I'll go with the other option.
Your best bet, I'm sorry, can I say, your best bet would be go with the other option, that would be your best bet.
Because I think we have restrictions, once you're denied, I think there's a restriction on when you can come back.
Okay, well, thank you for the advice. We will go with the board's option of moving it out 16 feet.
So, just to summarize, the application will be amended to make the building 16 feet off the property line, 4-foot variance, so you're requesting 4-foot variance, and you're going to plant a vegetative buffer to alleviate some of the site problems for the neighbors. Right. That is the amended application. So, in the case of a variance, in case of an area variance, the board applies a standard practical difficulty. That is, does the evidence demonstrate that the variance would comply with the purpose and intent of the zoning code, and that the literal enforcement of the zoning code would result in practical difficulty. So we make the following findings of fact. First is that this is an area variance as opposed to a use variance. The next finding of fact relates to whether the property could yield a reasonable return, and could there be a beneficial use without the property without the variance. The answer to that is yes, still be used as a residence. The next item is whether the variance is substantial and the minimum necessary. Any comments from the board on that item?
With the new proposed variance, it would not be substantial, I don't believe.
Certainly not.
With the new proposed one, yeah, not with the old one.
And with respect to the minimum necessary, my own view on that is it is a minimum necessary. You do have some topographical problems in there. There are other locations, but even the other locations have issues in terms of water drainage and things like that. And of course, riparian restrictions are an issue too. Anybody else want to comment on that? Okay. Whether the variance would adversely affect the delivery of governmental services such as water, sewer, trash pickup, and fire safety.
That would be no.
It'd be no.
Whether the property owner purchased the property to acknowledge the zoning restrictions, the restrictions were in place, have been in place, so the answer to that must be yes. Whether the owner's predicament can be obviated through some method other than variance
No.
I would say no, because of photography, yeah.
because of the property. Whether the spirit and intent of the zoning ordinance would be observed and substantial justice done by granting the variance.
I believe yes.
Believe so.
I think so as well, because having a accessory building is a commonly enjoyed right in this village, commonly enjoyed activity, so. Whether the property in question has unique or exceptional circumstances or conditions that do not apply to other properties in the area of the district. For example, irregularity, shallowness, steepness, proximity to other structures.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It does the topography, the riparian issue, even it being a corner lot, all those are physical characteristics that restrict your ability to put the shed in other places. Whether the conditions necessitating the variance exist as a result of the actions of the owner, I don't think so. Okay. Whether the essential character of the neighborhood would be substantially altered, or whether adjoining properties would suffer substantial detriment as a result of variance.
No, it would not.
Yeah, there was testimony about this issue, and we are sensitive to that. That would be, we've tried to mitigate that with the changes we've made to the appeal. Whether granting the variance will confer on the applicant any special privilege that is denied to other land, structure, buildings in the same district, other than being in the setback, and the setback now would be far less substantial than originally requested. And whether the literal interpretation of zoning code would deprive the applicant of rights commonly enjoyed by other properties in the same district. I would say yes, because it would very much limit his ability to build a shed. Okay, those are our findings of fact. Can I have a motion on the appeal?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to amend the application for a variance, changing the location, requiring a 4-foot variance, and also the planting of vegetation to buffer and alleviate some visual concerns will be a requirement as well.
Okay, we have a motion.
I will second that motion. I will second that motion.
Seconded by Mr. Johansson. Vote on the motion. Mr. Johansson?
Approve.
Mr. Rahal?
Approve?
Mr. Conkey?
Approve.
And the chair votes approve as well. So the variance as amended, the application is approved. The decision of the board is final. The applicant shall apply for permits in accordance with the variance within 12 months, after which time no action is taken, the variance shall become null and void. Okay? Any questions?
Myself, I'm sorry, when you gentlemen were out, I may have misinformed you or misled you. When you asked about concerns with the neighbor, I said there were some concerns, but she said initially she wouldn't contest it. I guess she had changed her mind about that, which is fine. But I want to thank you guys for doing what you did today, and let's see what we could get done. I know we've been good neighbors for a lot of years. Hopefully we can continue to be good neighbors for the duration that we're both still here on our properties. And sometimes, you know, you have to be a little flexible with your neighbor, and your neighbor has to be a little bit flexible with you. Because I know for a lot of years, I know she has some concerns about looking out of her window and destroying her sight lines and her property lines by seeing a shed out there. Well, for 20 years, I had to look out my living room window at a construction bulldozer. But in order to be a good neighbor, I just let it go. But, you know, we have to give, and we have to learn to live and get along together. So, thank you very much, board members. Appreciate your time and effort.
Okay, thank you. Good luck with your shed, and thanks for being reasonable with us. Appreciate it. Okay, it is now 6:48. We're in session. The next order of business is an appeal of the decision of the building inspector by Joseph Lenard concerning the fence height requirements related to the residents at 7745 Monroe Road, permit parcel number 7941619. The applicant has requested a variance from the requirements of section 1298.12A1A, requiring fences not exceed 42 inches above grade in front of corner lots in the country home district. Mr. Lenard is requesting a height of 6 feet in a corner lot. Mr. Secretary, would you provide a history of the appeal?
On August 1st, 2025, the Walton Hills Building Inspector received an application for a fence permit for construction of a 65-foot long, 6-foot high natural grade fence in a corner lot. On August 1st, 2025, the building inspector denied the permit, citing Walton Hills Ordinance Section 1298.12, Section A1A, which requires fences in front and corner lots not exceed 42 inches in height in the county home district. On August 4th, the property owner requested a variance by filing an application with the Board of Zoning Appeals. The hearing is scheduled for today, and notices were sent out, and the site was visited by the members of the Board of Zoning Appeals, as I mentioned in the last group. Let's see. Mr. Cummins, when were you there?
August 10th.
Okay, August 10th. I was there on the 12th. Mr. Conkey? The 4th?
The
August
4th.
Okay. And Mr. Johansson?
12th.
The 12th, okay.
Thank you. Would you please read the ordinance in question?
Yeah, the ordinance 1298.12 requires for fences and walls that the height and opacity of front yards and corner side lots. Fences in a front and or corner side yard shall not exceed 42 inches in height above natural grade. At least 75% of the vertical surface of the fence located in the front or corner side yard shall be open, and such openness shall be uniformly distributed across the vertical surface.
Thank you. The applicant will be asked to state the reasons for the appeal. Proponents, those in favor of the variance, will be given a chance to speak. Opponents, those opposed to the variance, will then be given a chance to speak. The board may ask questions of the applicant or the speakers. All comments shall be addressed to the board. All speakers will be sworn in before speaking and asked to state their name and address for the record. Would anyone wishing to speak approach and please sign in and be sworn?
I'd like to speak.
Well, you gotta sign in the first sign in.
Right.
That's what we do at the same time. We'll put you right hand. Oh, there you go. I solemnly swear or affirm
So I'll solemnly swear and affirm
that the statements I'm about to give are the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
statements I'm about to give the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
And with that, yes, we do.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Milnaric, would you please state your reasons for wanting variance?
So, recently, couple years, me and my wife retired, and so we're using the pool that's close to the road, and it was there when we purchased the property. We'd like more privacy. There's been a lot more traffic and noise, and strangers delivering online, purchasing and such, and then also we'd like, hopefully, that it'll help with the noise level. I know we're gonna have some street paving coming up soon also, and so the 42 inches doesn't do us much good, and we thought since it was far from the front to where the intersection of Dunham Lane and Dunham Road is, there's, there would be no obstruction for vehicles, for oncoming traffic. So,
And how far is that distance? I think it was like 167 feet.
167, yes, we have a nice front yard. We're blessed to have a little bit of property there in the front.
Any questions for Mr. Lennar? The fence you're proposing, is it going to be solid fence?
Yeah, it's, I'm not sure, it's not very long, and it doesn't connect anything or fence anything in. It's just like, a wall or a fence, and it's, it will be a picket fence. I think it's cedar plank, wood.
I was curious, do we have an issue with the opacity issue too, 75%?
Typically, you do have space.
Okay, so we don't need to cover that in our variance, it shouldn't be an issue.
No, it's usually when fences like that are built, there is, spacing between.
Okay, between the boards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what
We're
you're
having
planning?
my, some help, so the gentleman that's helping, he's more knowledgeable about building the fences. My nephew, he's done them before, so I wasn't aware that there is spacing, but it's good to know.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, I know this is to Jeff. A lot of times those cedar fencings, they alternate the boards inside and outside. So if you really want to block all the view and see the cedar fence, sometimes
shadow box.
it's done that way, yeah.
I see.
You do,
I mean, if you wanted more security and for view, you could probably do something like that, I think. But, Mr. Chairman, the poles are already up with the
Yeah.
fence. Oh, you saw it already.
Yeah, I saw the poles, I just wonder what the actual fencing material is gonna look like.
Yeah, it's
Cedar
cedar.
is gonna, be a complete site block, the sight lines will be completely blocked, or you're doing the shadow, the board-on-board shadow, or how that was gonna look.
So, I mean, I wasn't aware, of the two different designs. Like I said, my nephew's, he's guided me along on that, but I think it would be acceptable if you grant us the variance, whatever you would recommend, or if you would like to do that, that'd be fine with us.
Are there issues on wind load too, when you have, if the boards were butted?
If there's wind.
Yeah, there's like,
Is-
no, I've heard this is an issue on fences when you have solid fencing.
Yes, I guess I'm a little embarrassed. What was the application for? Is it a privacy fence, which would be board on board?
It's a
Or a
privacy,
shadow?
it's a privacy.
Okay, so that would be board on, that would be.
Right, my question to Jeff was, what's the problem of the boards touching each other? I mean, if he's trying to create a sound barrier to separate this, we're defeating it. We're gonna slow the sound down.
I think it was Mike that brought up the openness
Right.
for corner lots.
Right, because, can you read the statute again, please? It's-
But yeah, that's why we do, we
says,
ask for 36 inches to be set in concrete.
Front yards and corner side yards, fences in a front and or corner side yard shall not exceed 42 inches in height above the natural grade. At least 75% of the vertical surface of the fence located in a front or corner side yard shall be open, and such openness shall be uniformly distributed across the verticals.
Yeah, she's not gonna have 75% no matter what.
Are they talking 75% of the side yard
No, 75% of the
of the,
surface.
of
has
the
to be
project?
So the surface area of the fence itself.
open. Yeah.
Okay.
I think in front and corner side yards, the intent of the code is so that it would be a decorative or ornamental fence. When you ask for 75% of openness, you're asking for a decorative or a decorative fence.
Yeah, you're looking for a chain
So,
link or a
right,
wrought
so-
iron, yeah.
And you can certainly understand that on a corner lot, because it would block the views of cars,
Right, yeah, yeah.
so, so we actually need to amend the appeal to include, that aspect of it too.
And Jim, I don't think that'll accomplish what he's looking for, though. I mean, if it's 75% open,
Well, that's what I mean, that's what's
That
required
would-
now.
that would-
yeah.
We
That'd
have
be
to
part
grant
of it.
variance to that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand, all right.
Okay.
Any questions?
Did we just confuse you?
Do you understand what we're talking about?
So,
We're talking about bringing the boards together
Yes, sir.
versus the space. And that's a discussion us gentlemen are gonna have behind closed doors.
Because the ordinance right now requires that it be 75% open, so you could not have the boards close together at all.
So we're talking about two boards, let's say if they're 3 inches wide, you're talking about 75% of 3 inches has to be the gap between them? I understand, yeah.
And we can amend your appeal to include a request to have a variance to that as well.
So they could be touching, that would be very.
I'm touching or
very
whatever,
helpful.
yeah, whatever you're, it sounds like you don't have the design completed yet, or finalized yet.
You know what, we were fortunate that Jeff was on the ball, and we didn't complete the design yet. We do have the vertical 4x4s concreted in there,
Right.
and, you know, we were, me and my nephew, and we were gonna discuss what to do next. We knew we needed to let the concrete dry, and probably jumped the gun a little bit. It was an honest mistake. But we haven't really, you know, completed the design yet. We were thinking that they were gonna be butted up for the sound barrier aspect, but we didn't know.
Can you amend the appeal?
Okay, any proponents in favor of the variance? Gentlemen? Thank you, Mr. Menard.
Thank you, appreciate all your help, Jeff, and everybody that came to look at. Thank you.
Hi.
Address, please.
My name's Tim Waddle. My address is 7677 Dunham Road. I think it's pretty simple. I'm just here, you know, they're my neighbors, they're good neighbors. I was over there the other day, we were talking about it, I saw where they were putting the fence, and I think it's a reasonable request to have a little bit of privacy in their front yard, since their pond is relatively close to that side street, and I didn't even think about the fact that there are a lot of delivery guys going and dropping off packages down that road, and they're strangers or people that don't live on that road. They're just people driving around doing their job. So I'm just here to say that I have no issues with what they're trying to do. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the board?
No, sir.
All right, the board will go into private session to deliberate the evidence. All right, we're back in session. It's 7:19. Mr. Milnar, in our discussions, we did conclude that you have two issues with respect to the fence ordinance, both the height and the 75% opacity. So I would assume you want us to amend your appeal to include a variance for the 75% opacity.
Yes, sir, if you can, that would be great.
Okay, thank you. In the case of an area variance, the board applies a standard of practical difficulty. That is, does the evidence demonstrate that a variance would comply with the purpose and intent of the zoning code, and that literal enforcement of the zoning code would result in practical difficulty. So we make the following findings of fact. First issue is whether the variance is a use or area variance. It is an area variance. The next issue is whether the property could yield a reasonable return and there could be a beneficial use of the property without the variance.
Yes.
Yes. Whether the variance is substantial and minimum necessary. It is, let's see, the requirement is 42 inches and we're going to 72 inches.
Yeah, it's probably considered substantial, I would say.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
substantial. Whether the variance will adversely affect the delivery of governmental services such as water, sewer, trash pickup, and fire safety.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Whether the property owner purchased property with knowledge of zoning restrictions, I assume yes, since they've been in place. How long have you lived there?
39 years, so, yeah, love the village, great place to raise children, and just happy to be here.
Whether the owner's predicament can be obviated through some method other than variance?
No.
No. If you want a 6-foot fence, you can have to do variance.
Yes.
Whether the spirit and intent of the zoning ordinance would be observed and substantial justice done by granting variance?
Yes.
Yes. And in this regard, our discussion, we want to note several things. First of all, that even though it's a corner lot, the fence is not anywhere near the corner, so it's not a site impediment for at either of the roads, either Dunham Lane or Dunham Road. Also, the fence is going to be 12 feet off the property line, so it's set back pretty far off the property line to begin with. And there's already vegetation there within the area between the fence and Dunham Lane. Anything else anybody want to mention?
No, sir.
Whether the property in question has unique or exceptional circumstances or conditions that do not apply to other properties and owners in the area and district. I would say the irregular, or the type of lot
Yeah.
is, somewhat different.
Yeah. We had the discussion about front yard and side yard, which is which, so.
Right. And because, again, you're so far off Dunham Road, it kind of changes the whole intent of what the ordinance, it doesn't bring in the issue that the ordinance normally would be concerned about, which is a fence at the corner. Whether the conditions necessitating the variance exist as a result of the actions of the owner.
Yes.
Whether the essential character of the neighborhood would be altered, or whether adjoining properties would suffer substantial detriment as a result of the variance.
Not at all.
Whether granting the variance will confer on the applicant any special privilege that is denied to other land, structures, or buildings in the same district.
No.
Nope.
Whether a literal interpretation of the zoning code would deprive an applicant of rights commonly enjoyed by other properties in the same district. To some extent.
Probably.
Okay.
Okay, those are our findings of fact. Can I have a motion on the appeal?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to amend the variance to include the 75% opacity requirement.
So we have a motion to grant the appeal with the addition of covering the 75% opacity issue. We have a second motion,
I second the motion.
second by Mr. Johansson. A motion has been made and seconded to approve the variance as amended. Vote on the motion, Mr. Johansson,
Approve.
Mr. Rayhill,
Approve?
Mr. Conkey,
Approve.
and the board votes, or the chair votes yes as well. So the variance is approved, the decision of the board is final. The applicant shall apply for permits in accordance with the variance within 12 months, after which time, if no action is taken, the variance will become null and void.
So you don't have to take your post down.
Thank you for your consideration in scheduling this so quickly. And thank Jeff, he was really helpful.
Good luck.
Thank you.